beat Canelo.
Could you give me a little insight as to why and how?
I'm just telling you, he'll beat him. You know what I'm saying? He got a great team of coaches. You know, he got everything around him to where he'll know he'll beat him.
Crawford's trainer, Bowick, has lit a fire in the boxing world with a bold declaration. He believes Terence Crawford will take down Canelo. And he wasn't joking. This isn't just hype. It's a challenge that could shake legacies. Crawford himself fueled the flames, dropping a statement that echoed through every gym and arena. "I'm after him. That's it. I want everything he's got, and I'll take it." Those weren't casual words. They were a shot straight at Canelo's pride, his achievements, and his throne. This isn't about a paycheck or even a belt. It's about dominance, honor, and claiming the top spot in boxing's hierarchy. Crawford spoke like a predator stalking its prey, hungry and unshaken. If these two warriors meet in the ring, it won't be a sparring session, it'll be a hunt. And history says Bowick's predictions aren't empty. Before Crawford dismantled Errol Spence, Bowick said the same thing. We all saw the result. Now, the question is, can Canelo survive when the hunter comes for him?
What about, was it like his length, his counter punching?
I can put that out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I didn't put out there when he beat Spence. I just kept telling everybody he was gonna beat him. And when he finally beat him, I tried to tell everybody. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Now y'all need to start listening to me.
He sounded the alarm once before and shocked the world when the spotlight was brightest. Now, he's striking the same warning, yet the boxing world seems deaf to it. This isn't empty chatter, it's a pattern, a message carved from experience. If history plays out again, Canelo could be walking straight into the same storm. And when Bowick speaks, it's never guesswork, it's prophecy. This time, he's gone further, revealing they've studied Canelo, exposed his weaknesses, and built the perfect plan. The hunt isn't coming, it's already in motion.
But I don't think people doubt that he has the skill to beat a Canelo. It's the size and the strength and the power. That's what...
That don't mean shit. You can take all that shit away from the fighter. Size, strength, you can take all that away. Because, of course, he got holes in his game.
This isn't blind faith. It's calculated precision. They've been breaking Canelo down, studying every movement, stripping him apart piece by piece. When a trainer speaks with this kind of certainty, it means they've spotted something the rest of the world hasn't. Canelo has reigned untouchable for years, but even the mightiest have cracks. If Crawford's camp has truly mapped those weaknesses, this fight could turn in an instant. The hunter may already know exactly when to strike. Even rising star Shakur Stevenson has stepped in with a bold take, claiming he saw something in Crawford long before anyone dared admit it.
Because I just knew, like, as far as in that weight class, Terence Crawford is like the greatest. So I just feel as though with Canelo's style and like the style of boxing that he got, I think and this is before Bivol did it, but I thought like Terence Crawford was the only guy who I felt as though could have beat Canelo with his style.
His words carry weight, not just as a fan, but as an elite boxer who dissects styles with precision. Stevenson didn't speak with hype. He spoke with truth, clarity, and passion. He recognized that Crawford had the tools long before anyone saw what unfolded against Spence. Now, as talks about Canelo intensify, Stevenson's past remarks feel almost prophetic. When sharp boxing minds predict the same outcome, it stops being speculation, it becomes a real possibility. And this isn't new for Shakur Stevenson. He's been backing Crawford over Canelo since before the matchup was even a serious discussion, sounding the alarm before the rest of the boxing world even thought to listen.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been putting it out since, I want to say, when he fought Sean Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Sean Porter. So The idea, I've been thinking about it. I've been saying it before Bud even.
When Crawford went up against Sean Porter, Shakur Stevenson had already made up his mind. While many doubted, he was seeing the bigger picture take shape. This wasn't jumping on a bandwagon. It was a call rooted in skill, style, and instinct. Now, with the clash against Canelo becoming more real, those early words hit harder. Sometimes the first voices are the ones we should have listened to all along. Stevenson didn't just believe, he broke the fight down from a stylistic perspective. And what he highlighted back then might be the very edge Crawford needs to claim victory now.
I think Bud is a southpaw. I think that's the part that kind of that's underestimated about the fight. I think him being a southpaw makes it a little harder for Canelo. I think Canelo has some type of trouble with southpaw. When I watched him fight John Ryder.
Yep.
John Ryder, and John Ryder wasn't that good. It's just Canelo was fighting against a southpaw, and it made it a little bit harder than usual. But with the Madrimov fight, I just felt like Madrimov is a good fighter, and stylistically, he's a lot different than Canelo.
Being a southpaw isn't just a stance. It's a puzzle Canelo has struggled to solve before. Shocker's breakdown shows exactly how Crawford's craft could pry open the gaps in Canelo's armor. Yes, Canelo has stumbled in the past, but this time, Crawford is poised to strike. It's not about raw power alone. It's about angles, timing, and surgical precision. Style matters, and Crawford's style can hurt. This fight could be far more dangerous than most realize. Even veteran promoter Frank Warren couldn't ignore the storm building. He echoed what more and more voices are starting to see. September will not be an easy month for Canelo Alvarez.
Well, he's got a big fight, hasn't he, in September, first of all. Yeah, and that's going to be a tough fight for him against Paul.
Frank Warren's tone wasn't casual. It carried weight, caution, and the voice of someone who's lived the fight game for decades. When he calls about tough, it's not hype. It's a warning wrapped in hard-earned experience. If Canelo steps in against Crawford, the challenge will reach a whole new level. For a fighter of Canelo's stature, this could become the defining moment of his career. Warren didn't just talk about the matchup. He questioned Canelo's current form, hinting that the fire might not burn as fiercely as before. And in his eyes, the supposed size advantage may not be as big as the public believes.
I'll go with a bigger man. I should go with a bigger man, but their age, who knows? Crawford fights once a year. Canelo's roughly twice a year. Canelo's last fight, I wasn't too impressed with him for that fight. And Crawford, although the guy was a runner, Crawford's last fight was a real tough fight against the Eastern European.
Warren's words carried doubt, not just about the challenge ahead, but about Canelo himself. He pointed to something fans have begun to whisper: the sharpness may not be what it once was. Meanwhile, Crawford remains active, precise, and dangerous. Even the greatest slow down eventually, and that slight dip can be all a hungry challenger needs to surge ahead. If Warren's instincts hold true, Crawford could be stepping into the perfect storm. Analyst Mark Creel broke it down from a technical lens, reminding everyone of a detail often overlooked. Crawford's mind is every bit as lethal as his fists, and that combination is what makes him truly terrifying in the ring.
I think it's entirely fair to judge him on his last performance. He's adjusting to size and he's adjusting to weight. But also he's fighting someone who's very, very long. Crawford's one of the most resourceful fighters I've ever seen. He can come at you from either side. He's a really high IQ. I think he's thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Look, we'll see. It's a huge amount of weight to go up. I'm not quite sure what to compare it to, especially at this stage of his career. Ray Leonard.
This wasn't mere praise. It was a breakdown of what makes Crawford different. Creel observed that even when giving up size, Crawford finds a way. That kind of fight IQ can flip an entire matchup, especially against a powerhouse like Canelo. Yes, size matters, but information, adaptability, and timing can rewrite the outcome. And if anyone can move up in weight while keeping their dominance, it's a fighter who thinks several steps ahead. Creel didn't pull punches. This time, his focus was entirely on Canelo. He voiced the question others avoid: which version of Canelo will step into that ring?
Yeah, but I mean, Canelo's Canelo. What I'm more curious about is what Canelo comes out. I know how hungry Crawford is. I don't doubt Canelo's hunger, but I think he's gotten used to, opponents who aren't quite, what they were in the prime of his prime. And I also think he's gotten into the habit of throwing one shot at a time. For instance, with Kovalev, I thought that he was behind on points, but I also never thought that the fight was in doubt, and it was only a matter of time before he did what he did. I don't think you can get away with that in the same way with Terence Crawford.
Creel didn't deny Canelo's greatness, but he questioned whether the fire still burns. He pointed out tendencies that could cost Canelo dearly against someone as sharp and relentless as Crawford. Others, from actors to analysts, echoed the debate: size, speed, and skill all clashing in one high-stakes showdown. Eddie Chambers highlighted Crawford's physical peak, no longer drained by weight cuts, stronger and sharper than ever. Then Manny Pacquiao weighed in, advising Crawford to protect and improve his speed while adding power, warning that moving up in weight can slow a fighter. This fight is more than power versus speed. It's about timing, precision, and survival. Both men carry the tools to win, making this a true pick-em battle.